All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining me this evening. Now, I know mindset is definitely something that we hear a lot about, right? If you've been to any seminar, to any webinar, you'll hear people drop the term mindset a lot. All the gurus talk about it in their books. So today what I want to do is I kind of want to dive in and just get to the kind of the nitty gritties about mindset, okay? So let's dive right in. So if you want to grow, you have to change your mindset. Now, there are a bunch of different mindsets. We're going to focus on two today. But before we kind of get into what mindset is, I should tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Mel Andre. I am the CEO and founder of Skill and Will Fitness. Skill and Will Fitness is a personal training, corporate wellness, and nutrition coaching company. I am a consultant. I was a consultant at Andre Consultants. I am a motivational speaker because I love speaking to you guys and it's helping to motivate you. And I am a life coach because I also love listening to you guys and helping you get to where you need to be. Now, enough about that stuff. Really, who I am is someone who believes that everyone should be following their passion. So I'm here to help you guys follow your passion and become more successful. Okay? So what is mindset? Now, mindset definitely is a buzzword that has been used a lot lately. You'll hear it again in webinars, seminars, books, podcasts. Everyone is talking about mindset, mindset, mindset. So according to dictionary.com, mindset is the established set of attitudes held by someone. So it's just the beliefs and attitudes that you have. Everyone has a mindset. Now, there are many, and I mean many different kinds of mindsets. But for today's purposes, we're going to really talk about two different kinds of mindsets. And although we'll be talking about two, what we really want to do is we want to focus on one kind of mindset. Now, really, where did the mindsets really come from? So before we dive in, let's kind of talk about the history of mindsets and how the term growth and fixed mindsets came to be. So right here on the screen, you have a picture of Dr. Carol Dweck. Now, Dr. Carol Dweck is a professor of psychology at Stanford. She is leading the research in the field of motivation. And what she does is she really focuses her research on why people succeed. So while looking at some students, Dr. Dweck and her team noticed that some students were able to rebound after failure. I mean, they could be hit with devastating news, they could fail at something, but they were still able to rebound and keep moving forward. And then they observed other students, and they saw that these students would be devastated with the smallest failures. And it would be so hard for them to overcome these roadblocks, even though these roadblocks are so small. And Dr. Carol Dweck and her team really wanted to know why that is. So they studied thousands of kids. They did different studies. In this one study, the research showed how students with mindsets about intelligence affected their math grades. So they went to this math class and they saw that people with a certain mindset were able to improve their grades even if they weren't the most intelligent. And from this study, Dweck coined the terms fixed and growth mindset. So what is growth and fixed mindset? So again, let's go back to dictionary.com's definition. So mindset is the established set of attitudes held by someone. So you have these two mindsets, the growth, which is where you grow mentally, and then you have this fixed mindset where your mindset is just kind of staying right here. So let's go over these phrases right here. So let's look at the ones that are the growth mindset phrases. Failure is an opportunity to grow. I can learn to do anything I want. Challenges help me to grow. My efforts and attitudes determine my abilities. Feedback is constructive. I am inspired by the success of others. I like to try new things. So again, these were examples of thoughts and phrases someone with a growth mindset may say. Now let's go ahead and take a look with someone with a fixed mindset, kind of see the difference between the two. So with a fixed mindset, you'll hear people say or think things along these natures. Failure is the limit of my abilities. I'm either good at it or I am not. My abilities are unchanging. I can either do it or I can't. I don't like being challenged. My potential is really predetermined. When I'm frustrated, I give up. Feedback and criticism are personal. I stick to what I know. So let's really take a quick look at fixed mindset, because fixed mindset is something that we kind of want to move away from. We don't want to be in a fixed mindset. So a fixed mindset is the I can't mentality. I can't do this. I can't learn this. I can't. Someone with a fixed mindset mentality makes people believe that certain characteristics or qualities are fixed. Now, they believe things like intelligent and talent are fixed. You can't change them. This is how smart I am. This is how intelligent I am. And this is how talented I am. It's not going to get any better than this. They also believe that only talent will make them successful. And then someone with a fixed mindset mentality won't really spend a lot of time developing and expanding their talents. So let's take a look at the picture right here. You'll see that someone with a fixed mindset mentality will think that most of their success just comes from their ability, and the effort that they put into it is really minimal. And if their natural born ability can't really get them there, then they're like, I can't do it. It's not for me. I can't really move forward in this. So, I'm going to quit, or I'm just going to stay stagnant right here. Now we're going to talk about the growth mindset mentality. So the thing about the growth mindset mentality is this is the mentality or the mindset that's really going to help you reach the top. Like the name suggests, adapting a growth mindset mentality will really help you grow and become more successful. And it can help you move up in your field, and it can help you reach the top. It can really help you develop your innate abilities and just become a lot greater than what you thought you could be. Okay, so growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe they can develop their talents. They know that if they put in hard work and if they are dedicated to their craft, they can grow their abilities and become better. They thrive on challenges, and they do not allow failures and fear to hold them back. They know that these failures it's only going to help them become better, because failure is an opportunity to grow. And if we look at the picture right there again, we see up the very first one. Failure is the opportunity to grow. Now let's go ahead and read the rest of these. Challenges help me grow. I can learn to do anything I want. My effort and my attitude determine my abilities. Feedback is constructive. I like to try new things. So as we're reading these phrases and these thoughts that people with growth mindset say to themselves, what things do you think they all have in common? And the thing that they all have in common is positivity. Now, the growth mindset really is a positive mindset. So the growth mindset is accompanied by positivity. People who have adapted a growth mindset, they avoid negative words. They avoid negativity in general. They always speak to themselves in a positive manner. They look at failures as opportunities to grow. They know that they have the opportunity to change their circumstances because they can develop their abilities and their talents. So why do we need a growth mindset, right? Why can't we just, stick to our fixed mindsets and just not really move forward? So the thing about growth mindsets is it helps you become more successful in your field. When you have a growth mindset, you are able and willing to chase your dreams. And you can chase your dreams and go after your goals because you know failure isn't permanent. And you realize that even if things go wrong, even if everything's going crazy, You know that you can fix it because you are able to learn and you're able to adapt and you're able to develop your talents. And you also know that where you are right now, you can grow because it gets better. And it gets better because you are able to get better at what you do. So let's kind of take a look at growth mindset and failure. Now, people with a fixed mindset, they think their efforts are useless sometimes. And you wonder why they think that. And a few reasons are, people with a fixed mindset allows failure to hinder them. Failure can devastate their entire life. And when failures happen, they either start talking to themselves in a very negative way, or they have a why me mentality. Why did this happen to me? They can't see past the failure. The failure will be right here and there'll be solutions all around, but their mind is just fixed upon that they can't do it, that they can't see around the failure to the solution. So I myself went through a rough patch in my life. I was going through a lot of problems. I really didn't know what to do. I had problem after problem. I couldn't think of solutions. And I was just stuck. Now, prior to all these problems happening, I had a growth mindset and I was running a successful business, successful businesses. I was moving forward in my life, but it seems like when these failures and these problems hit back to back to back, I fell back into a fixed mindset. I let life knock me down and I lost a lot of confidence. And when I lost the confidence, I kind of fell into this fixed mindset. So when I was in this fixed mindset, these are some of the things I would tell myself. Again, I was in that why me mentality. Why is this happening to me? Oh, I was just so frustrated. I would tell myself, I'm a failure. Or I'm like, this isn't my fault. Who did this to me? Why isn't anything that I'm doing working? I would tell myself, I suck. I can't do this. What's the point of trying? Because I can't do it. I would sit there and look at the problem and I would be like, I will never be able to fix this. No matter how hard I am trying, I just can't fix this. I thought no one could help me. Not only can no one help me, I can't even help myself. I thought that everyone was out to get me. I thought I was bad at everything. I never thought I'd be able to figure it out. I was just in this state of despair. I was talking negative to myself. I just couldn't move forward. And the thing about being in this fixed mindset when things go wrong is there is no way that I could solve the problem if I was thinking like this. So what I had to do was I had to readapt a growth mindset. You see, people who have a growth mindset, they see every failure as a lesson. Now, everyone fails. Everyone is going to fail at something. No one is perfect. You have people at the top of their game who are failing. You have people who may not be at the top of their game and they are failing. Everyone's going to fail. Everyone has fear. But you have to know that when you fail, that failure is a lesson. That failure, if you learn that lesson, you're not going to let that failure happen to you again. People who have a growth mindset, they know that bad things happen, but they also know that good things happen as well. And they know that if they can change and develop their skills, they can change the situation completely. So I had to change. I had to change the way that I was thinking. I had to put myself back into that growth mindset. So I took my thinking and I changed it from negative words and negative thoughts. And I went and I started just being positive with myself. I told myself, I can learn from this. Like, even though I'm failing at this and this, I know that I can learn from the situation. When challenges started coming my way, I was like, oh, this is exciting. These challenges come my way are going to make me better. This is an exciting thing to do. I knew that I was able to fix it now. And I knew that these failures and these challenges were going to allow me to grow. I started saying, if I can develop this skill over here, then I can overcome anything. And if this strategy isn't working, then I'll just use another strategy. I'll just go back to the drawing board, look at what's going on, and just come up with a different strategy. And I think the biggest one is I just kept telling myself, I can do this. Because I know I can, because I know I can learn, I can grow, and I can adapt. Okay. Now, the next thing about growth mindsets and fixed mindsets is you can get stuck. When you have a growth mindset, it keeps you moving. Natural talent can help you become successful. Don't get me wrong. You can go very far with just natural talent. But if you have natural talent and a fixed mindset, at a certain point, you're going to get stuck at this level. And you're not going to be able to get past this level because with a fixed mindset, you believe that your natural abilities and your natural talents are it. So you get stuck right here. And even though you want to move forward and move up, your mentality and your mindset is going to stop you. Now, if you have natural talent and you have a growth mindset, you'll get to where your natural talent can bring you. But you know that you're learning and you're adapting, and you know that you can always become better. So you start moving past that level and you keep becoming better and better and better. So let me give you a couple examples of not getting stuck and people who did get stuck, right? So everyone, I want you to do is I want you to think of that kid from high school who never had to try at anything, you know? They just succeeded at everything they touched. Everything was great. They were perfect. Everyone was always telling them, wow, this kid is so smart. He's highly intelligent. He'll be able to do whatever he wants to. He's always winning awards. He gets to college. Everything's going great. But at a certain point, he gets to that level where his natural talent just kind of stops. This is where his natural talent is going to get him. And if he has a fixed mindset, he's going to get stuck right here, right? No matter how much people told him how intelligent he was or how great he was, if he believes that's all there is and that his intelligence is only going to bring him here, he's not going to be able to get past it. Now, if he adapts that growth mindset, he'll know, hey, yeah, I'm really intelligent. I am really smart. But I need to put that effort in. I know I can do it and I can move past here because I can learn new things and I can adapt. And then he'll start slowly moving up. Another example is that star basketball player. You know who I'm talking about. That basketball player was amazing in high school. He was amazing in college. I mean, he was a superstar. Everyone wanted to be around him. Everyone wanted to be his friend. And then he gets drafted, and he goes pro. And he thinks life is great, everything's going to work out perfectly, and then he starts playing pro, and he can't keep up. He's relying on his natural abilities, but it's not working the way that it used to. He's having issues. And if he has that fixed mindset, he's going to start blaming everyone else but himself. He's going to say, oh, it's the coach's fault, I'm not getting enough playing time, they're not passing me the ball enough. Oh man, my team, they don't know what they're doing. You know, they need to play this way instead of this way. I can't do it. It's my agent. My agent got me on the wrong team. I need to be traded. He's going to constantly come up with excuses as to why he's not moving forward. Now, if that pro basketball player adapts the growth mindset, he's going to take a step back. He's going to look at what happened. And he knows he's talented. He knows he's talented. He's been outshining everyone since day one. But now he's going to see that he's at a playing field where everyone is talented and everyone knows what he's doing. And he's going to be like, you know what? I will be the best. I am going to move forward and I can do this. And he's going to start working on his talent and his abilities. He's going to hit the gym more. He's going to become bigger and stronger. He's going to push forward. He's going to spend time with his coaches. He's going to work on fundamentals. He's going to see what's lacking in his game and he's going to start fixing it. And he's going to start moving past the level where he was, and he's going to be able to shine in the pros. Now, the last example is, that C student in high school, right? Now, everyone told her that she wasn't necessarily the brightest student. She didn't really feel that she was that smart. She always studied though, and she barely, I mean, barely made it into college. After going through college and just, being mediocre and pushing through, she gets her first real job. And she's excited and she's ready to move forward. And she's sitting there and she realizes she wants to be successful. At this point, she realizes that she wants to make a lot of money and she wants to be successful and she wants to, just move right up the corporate ladder. Now, if she has that fixed mindset, she's not going anywhere. She's going to sit there and she's going to be like, I want to be successful. I want to move forward. But you know what? I'm not that smart. I don't have these talents. I'm not that attractive. Actually, people do say, I've heard people say that they're not succeeding in life because they're not that attractive. She may say, it's my boss's fault. He just keeps keeping me down. But if she adapts that growth mindset, right? What's going to happen is she is going to look at what she needs to learn in order to be successful in this company. She's going to take the classes that she needs to take in order to learn these skills. She is going to talk to her managers to see what she can do in order to learn how to be successful in this company. And again, once she starts learning these lessons and moving forward, she's going to be able to become more successful in the company. So I know we're talking about mindset, and we're really discussing the different ways of thinking. Now, with the different types of mindsets that we discussed today, we have one that can definitely help you grow and become more successful. And then we have another mindset where it doesn't really allow you to grow and reach your full potential. It kind of just makes you stay right here where you are. And we're talking about this, and the big question is, can you change your mindset? Is this style of learning learnable? And the answer is, oh, yes, you can. You definitely can change your mindset. You have the ability to change the way you think. You can change your mindset. You can learn to become more successful by changing your mindset. So the first step is realizing that you can change. So congratulations. You guys just adapted the growth mindset because you just realized that you can change. But how? So we're going to talk about a couple different activities that can really help you change your mindset. Okay. So there's a couple things that you have to do in order to change your mindset. So we're going to look at some of these truths that you kind of have to accept. If you want to change your mindset, you have to know that you can always learn and improve. You have to know that failure is a part of success. You have to know that it's okay to fail. And if you do fail, it's a learning opportunity. And you can't really get stuck on the failure. You have to learn from it and move forward. And while you're learning from it and moving forward, you have to know that you have to be open to feedback and criticism. All right. So how to change your mindset. This is one activity that I like to do with people to kind of get them to change their way of thinking and change their mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And this is in regards to failure. So an activity to help you change. Find an activity that you have failed at. And understand that failing is a part of success. Write down what you failed at and why you think you failed. Look at the reasons why and come up with a plan to fix the reason. And then look at the activity as a whole and write down what you learned from the experience. Now we're going to go ahead and do an example today. Okay. So I like to do things like, kind of broad. I also like to do things that are personal. So for this one, I'm going to give you an example of one of my failures. So find an activity that you failed at. So with one of my companies, I had this great corporate contract. Now I had other corporate contracts before, and I've had plenty after as well. But this one contract, oh man, it did not go well. It did not go well planned at all. I mean, Murphy's Law. If it could go wrong, it went wrong. So I had to understand, even though it was hard, I understand that failing is part of success. And even though it was a big blow to me, I knew that I was going to fail at something. So I took a look at it and I said, I have a successful company. And although this contract didn't work out the way that I planned it, it was an opportunity for me to grow and learn. So step number 3 is write down what you failed at and why you think you failed. So I think 2 of the main reasons why this corporate contract really didn't pan out the way that I wanted to was lack of communication. And I don't think the deadlines were properly set. Now, when I tell you to write down what you failed at and why you think you failed, I want you to write down why you think you failed. And at this point of the exercise, do not blame other people. While other people may have been a factor in why something failed, you have to learn to take responsibility for what you did wrong. And although lack of communication happened on both of our parts, I understand that if I was a better communicator, things would have went better. And I understand that if we would have discussed deadlines, things would have went a lot better. Right, so number 4. So we'll look at the reasons that we just said, and then we're going to come up with a plan to fix these, right? So lack of communication. Now, when I got this contract, it started quickly. I mean, we discussed it, I landed the contract, and boom, it started. Now, even though it started almost immediately and started a lot sooner than what I thought, I should have set up an initial meeting to discuss deliverables and plans. I should have sat down and said, listen, this is what you are expecting. This is what I am expecting. And this is when we can have it by. This is when we're going to do this. And then this is when we're going to do that. And then once we set up these deliverables, I should have set up daily and weekly touch bases. Now, we did have some touch bases, but it just wasn't enough for what we were doing. So in that initial meeting, we should have set up a lot more meetings and kind of set up how the meetings would run. Now, the deadlines weren't properly set. So I should have took that initial meeting and just set all the deadlines for the duration of the project. And as I'm setting these deadlines, also talk about when we would talk about them. And as these deadlines were approaching, during the weekly meetings, we should have discussed them in length. So there were things that I did wrong. There are things that they did wrong. But I came up with a plan to fix them. So even though this is something that happened in the past, I know for the future what to do. All right. So after you kind of go through what you could have done to change it, look at the activity as a whole and write down what you learned from the experience. Because every single failure is a learning opportunity. So with this contract or project, I learned that there needs to be a clear line of communication in order for me to deliver what I need to deliver. I know that when I start these contracts, there needs to be initial meetings and there needs to be contact throughout the project. I also learned the importance of setting realistic deadlines because deadlines are very, very important, especially if you're on a time crunch. But I also realized that you have to set deadlines that are realistic. Things can only be completed in a certain amount of times. And if you set a deadline that's completely unrealistic, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be frustrated, which I was, and they're going to be frustrated as well. And I just really learned how to properly run a corporate contract. Now, again, like I said, I ran many before and I ran many after. But with this, I knew the proper way to run a corporate contract, and I was able to put systems in place to make sure that things ran smoothly when I had other corporate contracts. So activity number 2, how to change your mindset. So with this activity, what you're going to do is just write down any negative or fixed mindset phrases that you may say. So this one's really easy. You can do this at your desk. You can do this on your way home from work if you're on the subway or metro. You can do this and just scribble it anywhere. So what are some fixed mindset phrases that you tell yourself? It can be something like, this is too hard. I am a failure. I'm just not good at this. These are very negative things that people can say to themselves. But what you want to do is write down a list of phrases that you can say instead. So when it comes time for you to say things to yourself, you can be like, oh, wait, nope. I used to say this is too hard, but now I say, this is challenging, but I can do it. And when you thought that you were a failure, you can say, this didn't work, but I learned a lot. Or when you're thinking, oh, I'm just not good at this, you can say, I can do X, Y, and Z to help me learn how to do this thing that I think I'm not good at. See, there's always a way to change your negative thoughts or your fixed mindset to more of a growth mindset. All right, activity number 3. So with activity number 3, you can work with a life coach. And I think that is one way to really help adapt a growth mindset and really get you where you need to be. In my life coaching practice, my program, the first portion of the program, focuses on changing your mindset or changing the way that you usually think in order to help you focus on new and different ways of doing things. Because if you want to move forward in life, you have to be able to grow and to learn, and you have to be open to feedback and criticism. And that is something that I can definitely help you with my life coaching practice. Don't leave yet. We are not done. But thank you so much for stopping by for this webinar. All right, guys. So again, thank you for coming to the webinar. And I hope you guys learned a lot. Just kind of recap. If you want to move forward in life, you really have to adapt to growth mindset. Now, if you have a fixed mindset, you can still be successful, but you probably won't get past a certain level. In order to really get past that level where natural ability will take you, you have to be able to grow and you have to adapt this growth mindset. And if you need help doing it, there are several activities that you can do. You can kind of take a look at some of your past failures and see how you can learn from them. You can change the way that you speak or talk to yourself, or you can work with a life coach in order to help you change your way of thinking. Now, talking about life coaches, we do have an offer for you, because what is a webinar without an offer, right? So the offer that we're offering you today is go ahead and sign up for your free life coaching session. You get a free full session. We can kind of talk about what you are trying to accomplish. And then if you do sign up for the free life coaching session, you'll actually be given another offer after the session. And if you want to sign up for it, just respond to that email that you'll get at the end of the webinar. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye, guys.